Claims of government in government comes up again and again as issues raised by the leaked memo from Governor Nasir El-Rufai to President Muhammadu Buhari re-echoes on perceived cabal in the kitchen cabinet of President Muhammadu Buhari. Our government has been captured, Malam Nasir El-Rufai fears. And Tunde Bakare, Nigerian Pentecostal pastor, attests to the El-Rufai memo, says he contributed and was present at a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, a fear of crisis in the government and party under President Muhammadu Buhari, that's our focus tonight on the program. Many thanks for joining in, everyone, and this is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Shinwa Kimbaloye in Lagos. It's ready. It's going to be somewhat not the kind of show that you always see on Channels Television, but one that we all must read and pay careful attention to. Well, some people might think we'll be talking about certificate matter. No. This time around, a particular memo gets our attention. It was a memo, a document that is said to be somewhat confidential, written by the governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai. The memo was said to have been written in September of last year, but was leaked online. In the 30-page document, the governor made far-reaching, or what some people will say are damning revelations on the state of affairs of the present government and the ruling APC, with some specific reference to some members of the president's kitchen cabinet. When the document was leaked, it was first spoken about in the realm of speculations, or what some people will say a rumor, but now the governor yesterday had come out in an interview confirming that he wrote the memo and was that the president had received the memo. He also says that they have such document transmitted to the president. Take a look at some of the portions of the 30-page document. In very blunt terms, and I quote now, as Governor El-Rufai wrote, Mr. President, our APC administration has not only failed to manage expectations of the populace that expected overnight change, but has failed to deliver even mundane matters of governance outside of our successes in fighting Boko Haram insurgency and corruption. Overall, the feeling even among our supporters today is that the APC government is not doing well. What about political perceptions of the government? Governor El-Rufai wrote and said, and I quote, your relationship with the national leadership of the party, both the former NWC and informer Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, Robbie Musa Kwankwaso, and former governors of ANPP, PDP that joined us, and ACN is perceived by most observers to be as, at best, frosty. Many of them are aggrieved due to what they consider total absence of consultations with them on your part, and those you have assigned such duties. This may not be your intention or outlook, but that is how it appears to those that watch from afar. He went further to say, you appear to have neither a political advisor nor a minder of your politics. The two officials whose titles may enable them function as such generally alienate those that contributed to our success. The SGF is not only inexperienced in public service, but is lacking in humility, insensitive and rude to virtually most of the party leaders, ministers and governors. The chief of staff is totally clueless about the APC and his internal politics at best, as he was neither part of his formation nor a participant in the primaries, campaign and elections. In summary, neither of them has a personality, experience and the reach to manage your politics nationally or even generally. You will remember, of course, that the wife of the president had granted an interview to the BBC saying that there are some people who are strange to the party and are now in government and are frustrating the efforts of this government. Well, we get perspectives on this matter now. Mr. Akin Oshuntokun, a former presidential aide, joins us in Lagos. Many thanks for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
And Mr. Kayode Ogundamisi joins us from London in the United Kingdom. Many thanks for coming on the program. Let's take a look at these perspectives and some of these issues raised. Some people will think cabal. We've heard these even in the times of President Obasanjo. We've heard same in the times of former President, late President Yar'Adua. We heard the same, and now in the government of President Buhari, we've heard the Senate President say there is government in government. Does this document, this memo, clearly re-echo, or is just something that is a fiction?
How can it be a fiction? Well, it's not a fiction. I mean, so it's a fact that the memo exists and that the president received it. Well, you know, if the memo was leaked, there are 3 parties who saw it. So maybe that's where the problem begins from. But look at the substance of the memo. If you reduce it, condense it to maybe a summary, it's actually similar to the statement of the overthrow of then head of state Buhari in 1985. I mean, there is